Hello everyone, my name is Omelogo, Nnadi. I like to be called the children nurturer. Today I want us to talk about helping the children develop skills that prepare them for the future. Helping the children develop their skills, not our skills. Okay, so as usual, I often like to start by telling a story of an experience, my experience or someone else's experience. So I have this teacher friend who says one of her pupils loves cars, anything cars. I think he's 7 or 8 years old. He loves cars. He always wants to watch how cars are put together, how cars are put apart. He knows everything there is to know about all sorts of cars. He knows their names, he knows their models, he knows the gadgets they have in the cars. The mother bought a car and then she had driven it just once, and the next thing the child was telling the mother the things she could do on her dashboard and the things that the car could do that she didn't even know, and he's not even 9 yet. So this is something this child has a big interest on. So I was asking, what does the mother do about these things? And she said nothing, he's just there. And this is a way to know the kinds of skills you have to develop in children, what their interests are. Put that on one side, and let's talk about this. I think, how old is he now? I think he's about 10 or 11. The the Igbo boy sensation, who is a male ballet dancer that has been featured recently on BBC. Now, his name is, I think, Mother Anthony Mesoma. Now, this child loved to do all sorts of dances in the rain and everywhere on the tip of his toes. And his mother saw that and picked upon it and built upon it. And that's what we're talking about today. Helping children develop skills. Do you know the skills that your children have? Do you know? Do you know the things that they are good at, the things that come to them easily? Do you even notice these things that they are good at, these things that they would easily gravitate towards? At every given opportunity, they are doing these things. Do you know what these things are? Do you know what to do to foster these skills, these abilities, these talents, to help them to grow them? Do you know what to do? Let me give you an instance in my own home. So I have a 7-year-old, and since he was probably 3, he's loved hair. Hair. He would want to style your hair. He would want to comb it. He would want to make you look beautiful. If he watched a cartoon, he looked out for the hair on the women and the girls in the cartoon, and he would tell you how it looked, what it is called, if it's a ponytail, if it's a braid, if it's a cornrow, and describe how it. He loved Rapunzel's hair. He loved Elsa's hair. He just loved hair. Now, one would say, I think the fact that he likes hair or loves hair used to freak his grandma out, but not me. It's a skill. It takes a lot to weave hair and make it neat. If you're a mother, you're listening to me, and you have a daughter, do you weave her hair? Do you know how to? It's an art. You have to be careful, and you have to be adept to be able to cut smoothly, weave beautifully, create styles on the hair. It's an art. And for a child to have that skill, it is something that should catch anyone's attention. One other thing he's picked interest in, funnily enough, is ballet dancing. So he loved this cartoon, Angelina Ballerina, and he would always watch it and then tell me the different steps, the different tactics. I don't know what they are called now. The different dance steps. There's one he called the triple handstand. Then there's one he called I don't know their names really, but I noticed that these are the things he gravitates a lot towards arts. He loves to draw. He draws a lot. He would see something and he would sit and he would draw it. I think I should show you something he painted from watching the cartoon. Just give me a second and I will be right back with it. Okay, I'm back. Do you see this? Let me put it in a way that you can see it clearly. He painted this. This is him painting Angelina Ballerina. This is a mouseling that dances ballet on a series he loves to watch. He loves ballet. He loves to draw. And so he sat down and he drew this mouseling dancing Angelina Ballerina. And one more thing he has done a lot is he gets on my laptop and he constructs. He says he wants to be a builder when he grows up. So I've bought a lot of building blocks and stuff that he can use and construct, and he's built amazing castles. He will build some castles and you wonder how he put this structure together, what inspired his idea, and he's surrounded by this thing so that he can constantly create. So he loves ballet dancing, he watches Angelina Ballerina, he loves to draw and paint, and he drew his favorite mouseling dancing his favorite kind of dance. So back to what we were talking about, helping the children develop the skills. What are skills really? The skill, talents, so to speak. Now, people come with myriads of talents. People come with myriads of skills that you can build upon. Not the one that you have to go to school necessarily or go through a course of study or training. No, the ones that you see someone really pick interesting and is able to develop it. So children come with a lot of these things, and what adults need to do is to pay attention. Find the things that your children gravitate to easily and surround them with tools that would help them grow these things. Surround them with things that will help them build upon them. So my immediate elder brother used to destroy toys a lot. But how did my parents look at it? His destruction happened this way. You buy a toy, it sings, it probably probably have to wind it and it would move, and my brother would look at it for a while and he would wonder, how does this thing move? What makes it sing? By the time you're back, you give him probably 5 minutes and you're back, he would have dismantled the toy. He would have unscrewed, he will find a screwdriver, unscrew everything and look at it to see how this works, what makes it work. It used to freak my cousins, my big cousins out, and of course he used to freak us out, we his siblings, because he spoiled a lot of toys. But I remember my mom saying, this one is going to be an engineer, and really my brother did start up studying engineering, even though how that went is a story for another day. But so what I'm trying to say is, look out for the talents that your children have, the things that they easily gravitate to. Building upon the skills and talents that children have from an early stage is much like working on emotions and character foundation. There might be children who love to cook and clean. There might be children who will love to dance, maybe paint. There might be children who will love to construct. There might be children who will love to account. There might be children who will love to decorate. There might be children who will love to organize things, stage. There might be some who just love to design stuff, to draw stuff. There might be others who just want to figure out how things work, how things happen. There might be children who just are interested in languages. Find out what these things are and build upon them. One of the things that adults do a lot of times is try to sort of push children towards a certain path. Maybe like in the olden days, in the yesterdays when there were just about four what's it called now? Four career paths. If you're not a lawyer, you're not an engineer, you're not a doctor, and what's the fourth one now? But this major three: if you're not a lawyer, you're not a doctor, you're not an engineer, there's no other career for you. Every parent wanted a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer, and nothing else. So you found parents who pushed children into courses they had no reason studying. And let me ask you a question. For many of you who had an initial course of study, how many of you watching right now are practicing what you studied in your university? I am not. Well, I did practice for a while, and I am not primarily, I'd say, I'm not primarily practicing my course of study. I originally studied mass communication, and yes, I worked as a journalist for over a decade. Yes, but that's not what I gravitate towards easily. What I gravitate towards easily is children, nurturing children, taking care of children, hanging around children, helping them grow, helping them build up. That's what I gravitate towards naturally. Now, if for instance my love for children and my gravitation towards mothering other people around me intentionally were built upon by my parents, perhaps these my children nurturing instincts and plans would have started eons ago. But it took me several decades doing other things to still come back down to this. Now, in focusing on academics is excellent. It's all good. But if you look at the trend today, you find out that so many people go through several years of study and they still come back down to those things that they really love doing. And guess what? When you build upon the skills that people gravitate towards easily, they not only have fun while doing these things, you find out that you're doing things you love, and those things that you love bring you funds. They bring you money. So in this era where there are reasons for multiple streams of income, it pays that you start from an early stage to look at those things that your children gravitate easily towards and find ways to provide tools and avenues and opportunities for them to develop these things. Pay attention to them. You'll find those things that they really, really love to do. Those things that catch their attention. Those things that they would easily just merge into. Create opportunities for them to build upon it. Create opportunities for them to develop it. Create opportunities for them to practice it. It doesn't have to be something exceptional, but if you can make it exceptional, by all means go ahead. Take for instance this 8 or 9-year-old that loves everything cars, that just sits down and figures out cars all by himself without being trained. Imagine his parents are well to do, very well to do. Imagine that they would, for instance, instead of forcing him to watch cartoons and such stuff, they would tune channels like Pimp My Ride for him on DSTV. Pimp My Ride. These channels that probably would look at you probably will bring in a car into a garage that is so dilapidated or almost gone, and then they would revamp the vehicle. Or maybe you have a relatively okay car and then they pimp it so much that it bounces when it moves. Imagine making that child watch that. It could give him it's like putting him in an arena where he will vibrate. Imagine what it could bring out in such a child. Who knows, before you know it, he might be that Nigerian that would make a car from scratch, and we would quit with the importations. How about that? You never know. Imagine, for instance, that this young boy, this sensation that was covered by the BBC, the male ballet dancer, that his mother freaked out so much, like, what's wrong with you? Why are you always dancing like a girl? Today, we won't hear about Madume Soma. Already people have volunteered to give him all sorts of things. I hear someone who says is going to take care of his education wherever he wants it to be until he reaches university level. People who want to sponsor him, even those who didn't know that he already was in a ballet academy, in a music or dance academy, were already volunteering to give him so much, to give him the world. This was because his mother noticed something he loved and created an environment for him to thrive. That is what we must do as parents. Always observe your children. It is easy to notice. Every child has something that he loves, he or she loves. Children are different, and each child comes with his own unique talents, his own unique tastes, his own unique abilities. The duty of every parent remains to find out what these things are through observation. Through observation, that is all you need to do. Find out what these unique abilities, talents, characters, and skills are, and create an enabling environment for that skill, that talent, that ability to thrive. That way, you equip the child early on for a future that is great. This child will be so hands-on that no matter what life throws at the child, because these talents were developed from the inside at an early stage, it will be easy to fall on these things and shoot for the skies. So, it is very important to help your children develop skills. I know some parents who say, okay, coding is the in thing, and they push their children to coding, and they want them to code because, yes, what's this now? Is it AI or there's this word data science. There's a lot around data science and all such, and then you want to push your children into that so that they can. No, take it easy. It is not you. You have lived your life. You need to allow the children to live their own lives with their own talents, with their own gifts, with their own abilities. Don't try to relive your life and to make amends for your failures, if you might permit me to say that, through your children. No, don't do that. Do not do that. Try and just allow them to tow their own path. Create enabling environments for them to flourish. All right, so I hope you have learned a lot or a few things from this, and that you are going to start observing your children and trying to develop on the skills that they have so that you can prepare them for a beautiful future. My name is Omelogo Nnadi once again, and I like to be called the children nurturer. Bye. Do have a great day.